Yo, Clark. Clark.
Oh, I have so many Guardians in my
Fuck yeah. Let's do it. All right, everybody. We are here for the Q&A. Actually, let me do a walk around in the meantime. So just so you all can get a sense of where we're at, let's do a little walking tour of this venue. Because SCG is not here yet to set up the Q&A, a little behind schedule. Let's take one more look, now that there's no line, at the lovely, lovely Weta statue prism here. So with purchase, you're going to get one of those PCG graded prisms. Look at that, that is beautiful. Alright, let's go back to the walkthrough, because it looks like they're still not ready. But check this out. This is actually part of the thumbnail. This is the most beautiful thing. I don't know if this is going to go on auction or what. This is a Wraith map actually built to reflect kind of the places in the venue here. So like the ProTour stage, right? Feature match, play area. Really, really cool. I tried to look for like hidden Easter eggs for Dusk Till Dawn. I couldn't necessarily find anything, but it is really cool. Anyway, we're going to go back to the Q&A now. We've got Phil from Fabry over here. Flake ready to do the Q&A. James White coming. Let's set this up a little bit better. We're in the front row. Hopefully audio will be okay again. I'm not sure if they'll use the screen in the background for this presentation. Probably not. Alright. This should be good. Now we wait. If someone has a question in chat that you really want asked, I can go up and ask on behalf of the YouTube viewers. I personally don't have any questions beyond just like Levia stuff, and I don't want to be annoying about it, so I don't think I'll actually ask. But if there is a question in the chat that I like, I can try to present it to the room here. There is James, who made his way to the podium, and we're probably going to kick off pretty soon. I can see chat, but it is kind of slow to load on my end. Someone's asking about Adult Prism. What do you mean about Adult Prism? They did cover everything about the Adult Prism in the keynote address earlier. They did talk about how to get that. That is the Weta statue that was revealed at Worlds. So the deal is, if you cash that in at the prize wall, I believe here, then it will also include that PCG graded prism. There are, I forget the number he said, maybe like 10, and 9 or 9.5s, one is a 10. So that's the deal with the prism. Nivek says, when Reinar will have a support card? I'm sure a lot of Brute stands wonder that every day. We can see if a question like that naturally comes up, honestly. Ask when Flesh and Blood is coming to Mexico and Latam. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good question. I could ask that. Which hero will be receiving the most support in Dusk Till Dawn, and why is it Bolton? You know, they didn't say anything about Levia or Bolton in the keynote address, so I am terrified. I am absolutely terrified. New Prism, will it come in adult as well? I'm sure they won't necessarily tell us that, but maybe someone else will ask. The new Prism is young hero only, you're sure? Says Hamish from Push the Point. Yeah, from the presentation, when a young hero has an epithet like that, normally there is not an adult hero to match, right? So I don't know if that'll necessarily be true, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. We'll see.
Are you going to record this and put it out?
It's live right now. Say hi. This is Nathan from Savage Lane News.
We're going to go draft.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay.
Watch your stream.
Yeah. Well, dang. All right. They're ditching me to draft. And still enjoying my content. The dogs. All right. Maybe I shouldn't sit down and be more mobile so we can actually see who's asking the questions. Let's see. How does this rotate? I think the people who ask questions go over there. So maybe I'll frame it like this. not quite sure. Let me go ask Kasharn real quick. You're gonna see.
Everyone was making it. I would live for all right. There's little children here. Geez, Brandon, even if you're fans.
All right, interesting development. It sounds like most of the questions are actually pre-seeded, so I don't think we'll be able to ask anything live. Kasharn had said that they have a bunch of pre-seeded questions to go through, so I don't know. That is what I was just told. Can you ask James, when are the announcements for the callings for the rest of the year happening? Sure. I can try to. I can't be the one to ask every question, though. You know, this is an open panel. Oh, thanks for the subscription. So anyone who's actually in the room kind of gets priority over me to ask questions. I'll probably jump in with like one or two if they let me. Mexico.com is a great question. I agree. They only mentioned Brazil, but that's because they've done a lot of work in setting up the OP programming in Brazil. I actually know some of the people on that project, and they are doing an amazing job. So if there's people in Mexico and Latam working on it, then I'm sure it will happen in time. I just don't know if they actually have people working on it as of yet. So I can ask that question. It's a good one. When does spoiler season start? I think technically May 1st is when we get like our biggest drop of news that will probably announce spoiler season for Dusk Till Dawn. They said in the keynote address that May 1st. May 1st May 1st New Zealand time, by the way. So that's like technically our Sunday. Our Sunday here in the US. Will you confirm the identity of the light-looking warrior in the OP advertisements? That's an interesting question. I can't picture who that is, though, in the OP advertisements, so I'm not sure I'd be able to back up that question if they kind of like push me on it. Can we get some clarity on the rare foil, cold foil reprint strategy? Okay, once again, I don't know if I could actually kind of back up that question if they asked me for specifics. I don't quite know the context on that question. But let's just chill on questions, because I really can only ask maybe like one or two personally, and let's just see kind of what they go through, because I'm not sure myself. They should be starting here soon. Everyone's kind of quieting up. Supperworm sees yourself in the stream. Who's Supperworm? Can you ask James White why man bans him? He's so darn good looking. Watch him just deny that comment, though. That would ruin me.
What's going on?
All right, here we go. Let me know if you can hear everything.
For the Q&A and everything. That is a cheap, absolutely, totally cheap wrestling production move that I wanted to try forever. So we're going to do, I've got some questions that I fielded off of Twitter. If you submitted it from Twitter and you're here, you cheaters, you're not getting jack shit from me. I was supposed to give you a card, it's not happening. But you could line up over there if you've got questions for James. Brian Gottlieb chickened out and apparently cannot be found anywhere. So he's, I don't know if he's still here. Either way, James is here, and he's going to ask your questions. If you have a question for James, you're going to line up around that area, and we're going to, I would ask that they're like not novels. I don't like, you know, I don't need like the
people are lining up. I'll get in line, I guess,
just one
and just leave the camera here.
Whatever, and we'll hit it and give a good opportunity for as many people to ask questions. Cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Total heel energy.
Alright, looks like they're setting up audio. Hopefully make it sound a little better.
If you guys start wetting, I will swear. Oh, okay. Alright. Nothing's changed so far. Yay! Yay! You suck. By the way, that is still like the best crowd chant that has ever. What? No, don't do that. So, these are perfect, like folding tables to put you through. I saw some ladders over there. We're gonna make a full TLC match. I promise you. All right, plenty of chairs to be had.
Leonardo, Brian Gottlieb has actually answered that question before on some interviews he did. So, but basically, they do feel that there was enough support between the two. Can't answer why they feel that way, but that's their statement.
In this universe, yeah, we haven't seen the multiverse yet.
Why can't it be on Mars?
Well,
Yeah, why can't it be?
Elon's too busy fucking up Twitter. That's all. Otherwise, we'd be there. Oh yeah, that's quite a line.
Yeah, I like the adult prism question. I'll probably ask that if I
Yeah, we're
can.
gonna we do have a tournament in like.
Oh, great! I don't know if that's a donation or what, because I don't quite see like the normal UI I'm used to. But I think you just donated $14. That is insane. Thank you. That's going to cover my drinks tonight as I drink away my feelings of regret going into this ProTour.
Hello.
SCG, actually doing a good job for once. Oh my god, I need to stop commenting on SCG. They're going to excommunicate me. For anyone just tuning in, we are still waiting for SCG to set up the speakers so that we can actually get started on this. We're a little bit behind schedule, but you've not missed a question. Nothing's actually been asked yet. Why regret? Oh, Nicholas, I'm playing Reinar, and I'm not looking forward to it. I should have just played Levi so I could at least have
Evening,
fun.
folks. Again, part two.
I think this one's okay too.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Alright, do you guys hear that?
Joe.
Ask him up front to sponsor my streams. That would be a nightmare. I'm not doing that in front of the crowd. Because their answer is just going to be no, and I'll cry. I will literally cry shaking tears in front of the entire crowd.
So, Spectra is a really...
Wait, sorry. Just tell us your name and where you're from first.
My name is Patrick Weiss, and I'm from here in Maryland.
Hi, Patrick.
Spectra is really powerful. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. We only see it returning in Dust Till Dawn.
No.
Thank you.
Look at that. Confirmed. No Spectra. No Spectra in Dust Till Dawn. No Spectra in Dust Till Dawn.
Hey, Bruno from Brazil. And my question is, will be there fashion world in Portuguese someday?
It's not on the roadmap just now, but look, the fans in Brazil are just growing like crazy. Amazing community down there, and let's see what happens. Just keep on growing, keep on demanding it. Maybe it'll happen.
Okay,
but for the time being, if you can make do with English, that would be awesome.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hi, James. I'm Jeremy from Reading, Pennsylvania. A couple of years ago, you made a statement on the website referring to the Mechnologist class card and border, and it's the closest class and talent border that we see.
Yes.
So my question to you is, will we see a talented mechanologist, or will it always remain as
There is a
mechanologist
massive
being
line. I don't think I can ask a
mechanologist?
question.
Mechanologist is funky. I can't spill the beans on it, but it's going to do all sorts of weird shit over time.
So no shadow mechanologist.
I can't say.
Alright, I do want to ask a question about Levi's support. I'm going to waste my question on that, but I need to know.
Swisher from Virginia, and my question for you is, when will there be adult, Kasai, Benji, all the Crucible of War, Young Heroes?
Oh, I didn't even
when
know
will they
LSS
get
had an
special
Instagram stream.
treatment?
That's interesting.
So Kasai Adult is probably the most asked about like hero iteration that we get. And I can tell you that we really like Kasai as a character, and obviously the fans love Kasai. So we're working on something. There's something brewing there. Hang tight on Kasai. That's snappy.
Thank you. I have to put away the rest of the coat. Too hot in here. I'm Derek from Lancaster, PA. I'm with the Joe Blade Show podcast. And I'm a huge Arachne fan. I love Regicide, huge flavor win. Not the most playable with not many targets in the lose condition. Are there other plans for a Arachne specialization?
Well, that's a good question.
Look, all of our heroes get love and attention over time, and with Fab 2.0 we specifically said that we want to build depth into our characters. So there's a lot of heroes who have more than one specialization. So you should expect to see more specializations for Arachne. But coming back to your point of like there isn't that many targets, like I don't know, man, there's like world versions of all sorts of different heroes floating around like wearing that crown. So yeah, you might be deciding more people than you think.
Oh, that's a hint towards more royal support. I like that.
I think we all saw the trailer. We all thought it was rad as shit, right? What? There's a lot of love for Prism that was there, but you didn't really shed a whole lot of light on the room light.
Oh, come on.
Like,
ask about Levi.
Stop blueballing us on that one.
Well, because you asked that. So Vince said we will be seeing more of her on the Monday product announcement, NZT, so ProTour Sunday. So keep an eye out for that announcement. You will get to see the Vince hero art, and you will get to actually see on that announcement one of the beautiful, absolutely stunning marvels. The full art, the full card of it, so including the effect of that card. So do keep an eye out on fabtc.com. It should be dropping sometime Sunday afternoon EST.
Amazing. All right, so Sunday we're going to see the Vincent hero art, and he's confirmed to be a girl.
From South Carolina. And my favorite card's Crack Bobble.
Man of good taste.
With it becoming more cracked over time, when will we see a broken bobble?
Good question. They stopped doing that, actually.
Can you give us a bet on another 10 sets?
Hey James, hey Matt, this is Andy from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hi, Andy!
He's the one who makes the LSS socks, the crack bubble socks. He made them.
I know we got a lot of new arrows in this set, but I'm curious to know, is there any type of arrow that's going to be able to be played from hand, but if it gets loaded, there's a boost, or vice versa?
Look, rangers can like stab people in the eye with an arrow, right? It's like you see it with the hornet sting. It's kind of emulating that. Here's your glove or whatever, and it's like someone got too close, and it's like, oh, whoopsie in the eye.
That's pretty funny.
of New Zealand, I tell you. But look, I just kind of expect most arrows to be shot from a bow, to be honest. Yeah, that's the default.
Or you could just play Codex from hand. Same thing, busted card.
Hi, I'm Patrick Yoder from Louisville, Kentucky.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. With how heroes like Oldham and Arachne have sort of played out, where they have like very long matches that kind of take a long time, and they have sort of abilities that are more like defensive, or at least aren't offensively trying to like end the game. What are you guys' design philosophies on making like purely defensive type hero abilities that might lead to those sorts of like gameplay styles?
Yeah, so I think it's really important that there's a spectrum of different strategies that are available to explore and to deploy. So, from the ultra aggressive red line type Cheerios decks, through to sort of mid-range decks that can pivot between being the aggro or the more controlling side of the matchup, to board-based state decks, like your drone eyes or your induction chain plasma purifier type setup decks that are building a board state, through the combo decks like your Kanos, And then, of course, at the far end of the spectrum are your hard control decks, like your Oldhams. And look, fatigue is a legitimate part of the Fish and Blood strategy and ecosystem, and it always has been and it always will be. And you can look all the way back to, Welcome to Wraith for our acknowledgement of this as a strategy type. You see things like Remembrance and even Drone of Brutality for the time that it was around. Like, these things existed as ways to counterplay into decks that were trying to attack you on the axes of threat density. I actually prefer the concept of threat density rather than fatigue, because you can have effectively won the game long before your opponent has 0 cards left in their deck. And when you're playing Fish and Blood, there really are two axes that you need to be operating on and mindful of. One is obviously your life total, you get to 0 and you lose the game. The other is threat density in the deck. And some heroes, they are designed specifically to maybe attack the game more on that axis of attacking the threat density of an opponent's deck, like the two heroes that you mentioned. So I think they have an important part of the metagame.
No problem.
I think that the counterbalance to that was making sure that there's adequate tools to combat those strategies, because look, we hear you, it can be frustrating playing against a lot of those types of heroes, particularly if they're sort of like leading the metagame, if they are the tier 1 choice. It's something that we've been working on with our design and development team, which is making sure that like a range of classes have good tools that they can include in their AT to start the game with against those heavy control, threat density based strategies.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, James. I got one from Twitter, from Lucas Moho, asking, what card in Outsiders got tuned down the most before release? Which one got sort of the Nerf gun before it got printed?
Brian, which one, mate?
Say it.
Oh,
they flick knives.
They found Brian.
Flick knives. I don't know, like Outsiders was, it was pretty solid. I think everything landed pretty much where we intended it to be, including Codex of Frailty.
Oh my God. I will send you a copy, Brian. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that card's supposed to be good. You can thank him for those codexes, though.
Thanks, Brian.
Good job, Brian.
Brian's hiding behind there. That's his hand.
But I do want to actually just say something on the Codex of Frailty topic. Rangers have struggled for a really long time. And
Amen.
They just need some good cards. Like, come on, we've got to throw them a frickin' bone.
Exactly, yeah.
The problem is that we're the ones who are getting boned.
Ultimate ones for game. What do you think is the recurring? All right, what's next?
Hi, I'm Daniel from San Diego, California.
Thanks for making the trip over.
Oh, thank you. You too. Thank you for coming over. Yeah. Something I'm really excited about every set is to see existing talents and classes and new combinations. Is there anything you can tease us with or give us a roadmap for that? And then my friend specifically wanted to know about Earth Brute.
Oh, good one.
So yeah, I think that's one of the most exciting things about the foundation of the Fish and Blood framework. And when we released Monarch, we said that this is the completion of the game, right? Introducing the talents that really was the full scope of what Fish and Blood is intended to be. And very much for the exact reason that you're saying, by able to have these all these different kinds of class and talent crossovers. So yes, you can expect to see a good amount of new crossovers. I'm not going to tell you when. You need to be patient. You need to believe in us that we got you on this. But there's some fun stuff coming.
Thank you.
Earth Brute not confirmed. Rip.
Hello, I am Matthew from Ohio.
Hey,
another Matthew. I love Illusionist. Prism was my favorite hero. She's my first hero, and got into Flesh and Blood that way. the controversial
That's a good
part
question,
of
Hamish.
illusionist that I've seen is the keyword spectra.
Mm.
So I was wondering, seeing how spectra played out in the metagame and player reactions to how it functions, did that play out how you thought it would? And if you could, would you change anything about it?
They kind of already answered this.
I think that there's a lot of good and a lot of bad about Spectra at the same time. Flavorfully, I think it's like a massive flavor high, right? Like this illusionary, thing that is there but doesn't exist, and if you just touch it, it's gone. So I think from a flavor point of view, it hit well. I think from a gameplay point of view, the technicality of it was problematic. When it comes to like power level wise, I actually think that a big part of the problem was Luminaris. And you can see, I mean, Spectra is legal now. You can play Spectra-based decks, and there has been a small amount of Iris of Reality, Dromai, Spectra decks that have popped up from time to time, and have done good things, but it has never become a substantial part of the metagame like Prism was able to do, thanks, and really large parts of what Luminaris brought to the table. So I think that it's not as simple as saying Spectra is a full mechanic. You need to be more holistic of actually how is Spectra being deployed to the arena with the support of these other SIP-SIPs, these start and play, stay and plays. Are we going to do a whole bunch of Spectra in the future? Probably not, and a big reason for that again is that that barrier that you have to overcome with just knowing all of these rules and interactions and the technicalities, that kind of trip people up, and it can be a pretty shitty experience for a new player or someone starting out, like playing into Spectra and being like, oh yeah, I do this, and oh really, my turn's over and I've still got 3 cards in my hand, but I hit go again. Oh, is that how it works? Oh, sorry man. So we just kind of don't like that, and probably won't be doing lots more with Spectra at this point in time.
Thank you.
Howdy. I'm Kyle Yoder from Louisville, Kentucky also.
Hi.
Alright,
they're losing their fanfare for that.
Our community's been growing quite a lot, and we get lots of new people who come in and buy the Blitz decks, double down, and play Classic Constructor with them, and they very quickly get outclassed. And we have a large number of people who could just kind of bankroll them at least into relevancy, but I was kind of wondering what your all's opinions on, or what your all's plans were for, I guess, pre-constructed products, and like keeping the on-ramp for new players so they can get into the game at a competitive enough level, like reprint majestics of some sort in constructed pre-constructed lists.
Sure. So I think the point that you raise is really important, but our view and solution to it is slightly different than maybe what you're suggesting. So you all might not have seen this, but last week we announced a major article on the retail and news section of fabtcu.com talking to the importance of casual play and giving retailers more options to support casual play in their stores. And one of the things that we've actually seen becoming much more common around the world, particularly in high-performing local game stores, is offering Blitz pre-constructed tournaments very regularly, like as frequently as once per month. So this is like what we're hearing and what we're seeing is this is actually appealing to both established Fish and Blood players, because it's pretty similar to playing sealed deck in a lot of ways, just that the decks are a little bit more refined. So you get to have some really great game experiences when you're just playing pre-cons versus pre-cons, which appeals to established players, but it acts as a bridge for new people to come in. Like in the US, it's $11.99 to buy a Blitz pre-con. It's like cheap as chips to just give it a go. So if you've been sitting on the fence and thinking, Fish and Blood looks interesting, should I give it a go? Well, once per month if a store's offering a Blitz pre-con only event, that's a beautiful bridge to give the game a go for the first time. So what we would like to see more of that happening at the Armory level in stores, and part of that announcement was actually empowering the stores to use the Armory kit materials for a more diverse range of events. So not just your weekly CC event or Blitz event, but enabling and empowering them to use the Armory kit materials, including the Cold Foil prize cards for UPF, for Blitz pre-cons, for Commoner. And I think that's actually the way that we want to reach out to the people that you're referring to who, maybe they don't want to invest hundreds of dollars to level up to be, a tier 1, uber competitive tournament deck. They just like to play the game.
Alright, I got one, James. This one, I think you get this one almost every Pro Tour or every major event. This one's coming in from J Arabian, and I think a lot of people have this on their mind, which is essentially, have you reevaluated your plans or your thoughts about a digital client?
So the first thing that we're doing in the digital space is actually getting an interactive learn to play app out there. So, or web-based client. So that's coming through. It might only be like 4 to 6 weeks away for that one. So up until now, if you wanted to learn how to play Flesh and Blood, you needed to watch the 6-minute YouTube video, which has served us well. But it's always like somewhat boring, just like sitting there and like listening to stuff. I think it's a much more effective way to learn by doing. So that's kind of like the first step, and it's quite a simple step, right? But actually learn to play Flesh and Blood by doing this interactive online tutorial.
So that's big news, actually. So an interactive.
Our focus has always been playing Flesh and Blood in person, right? It's all about that in-person experience, and like nothing has changed on that front. So that's where our focus and our resources are sitting at the moment. But there's things that we can do in the digital space, like better onboarding tools to help support that in-person playing.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi James, my name is Lee. I'm from West Virginia.
Hi.
Hey Lee.
I'm a Dorinthia player, day one. She's bae. Can't trade her. But recently a picture came out recently from a calling, and my question is this Dorinthia?
Oh God.
Yes.
That is not Dorinthia. You will find out who that is on Sunday afternoon.
Not Dorinthia.
Can you?
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Do not miss.
You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
Don't believe me. We
Lee.
love Dorinthia dearly. There is
I was trying to get Lee to come show us the picture, but that's big news actually. A new warrior, not Dorinthia.
My question is, so we got Starvo.
Well, don't know if it's a hero.
I'm a big Bravo fan. The only character I play. So we got Starvo. That went poorly. Are we going to see Bravo again anytime soon?
I want to. Are you ready?
Yeah.
For Bravo's Superstar After Show. Yeah, you get to play like Earth, Ice, Lightning, Shadow, and Light. You get to play like all 5. reveal all 5 at the start of your turn and win the game. Just cut out the BS.
I don't know where it went poorly. I played, there was a Pro Quest season where I grinded my ass off trying to like hipster it with Prism, and then I top 8'd 2 of the 3, couldn't get through, got dunked on by Starvo. I said, what the hell am I doing? Picked up Starvo and then won the next one I played. It was like, come on, I think it went well.
I only played never played Starvo.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans of Starvo, and he had some issues.
Confirmed. Flake was losing in a Starvo's prison.
Actually, for Mr. Dorinthia that came up, Dust Till Dawn does have a Dorinthia specialization in it, so you can...
Did you hear that?
It does that, yeah.
Big news, big news. Dust Till Dawn has a Dorinthia spec. Dust Till Dawn has a Dorinthia spec.
Yeah. Everyone else, go buy them Dorinthia cards over at Linux or so.
Whoa.
James, I'm from Maryland. So, from this new set, what's your favorite rules interaction that most people might not know about?
Oh, hell no, I'm not going in there. Josh!
You can ask another question, it's fine.
That's all good.
There's something spicy in D2D. They're gonna break the rules bad.
Oh, God.
You don't know how much sweet talking I had to do to Josh to let me do it. Hey, Josh! He's still in recovery.
James, Riley from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's great to see you again.
Hi, Riley.
The most burning question I have is, did Air New Zealand lose your carry-on? Where's your iconic polo?
Saving it for tomorrow, man.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll be popping some collars.
Glad to hear. It's a legitimate question that I have.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, I have a real question.
We said one question.
Follow the rules, man.
That was a great question, man.
All right, I'm gonna, I think, just jump in line because I do want to ask some questions. So I'm just gonna leave the stream here for a
I
second.
recreate my first Tier 3 top 8 because there have been no more Tier 3 or 4 strictly in limited events. Are we going to see any of those in the future, or is that done?
Like, absolutely. Yeah. Like, we're making some fantastic draftable products, and with gentlemen like Brian joining our team over the last year, and he just brings so much expertise to the table when it comes to crafting these limited experiences in particular. And I think you can see it with Outsiders. Like, Outsiders was the first product that Brian and myself worked very, just hand in hand on the design side. We've been very fortunate to have him fly down to New Zealand on multiple occasions to come in-house and just really drive that limited development pipeline forward. And I think that you guys can see Outsiders has done something very, very different, and I think very, very much better for the limited experience and booster draft in particular. So me and Brian, we've been cooking up some good shit. You guys are in for a treat, and for that reason, we want to bring back limited callings for sure.
Do you guys like my favorite format was Team Limited?
Yes! Thank you. Yeah.
Team Limited is the absolute nuts. It's so good. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. No. Well, I can promise you there's going to be team callings coming.
Sweet.
I hope we can announce them soon.
All right, I'm gonna weasel a question in, which is all this discussion about Living Legend and some of we had some heroes crossover in Blitz recently. For CC Living Legend, what is the ideal number of heroes? Is it 4, 6, 8? When are you firing off on that?
I don't think that. Sorry, for Living Legion rather. Sorry, I'm just missing your question. For Living Legion, I think it's minimum 4. Minimum 4. So once we have 4, I think that we can start looking at doing Living Legion side events. It's something like the World Championship, for example. You won't be seeing Living Legend callings anytime soon, but you will start to see the format introduced by things like a decent major Sunday side event at the Worlds or ProTour in 2024.
So we get Starvo, Prism, Chain, Oldham.
Well, surely Brian can get across the line from if she won either ProTour or calling this weekend, she'll get across the line. If not, then we're on to Road to Nationals season. Surely she could scrape together the point to get across the line from Road to Nationals. But yeah, I mean.
So if Brian crosses over, do you guys think that's a decent format, those 4 heroes?
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I think that's pretty decent.
I only keep in mind, Brian gets back to Ball Lightnings, to Thunder Runs.
Oh, so that was the follow-up. Is there going to be a ban list?
No ban list. Well, let's start with at least. We'll see what happens.
Hi, I'm Adam from Maryland. I play Wizard a lot. A lot of my locals don't like me for it. And
what's wrong with them?
And I was wondering if you like the way the interaction with arcane damage works, or if there's any sort of changes coming, because sometimes it seems like, do you have an Oasis? If not, I win.
What wizard do you play?
I played Kano and Ice Laser.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arcane works exactly as it's intended to work. If you have Arcane Barrier 3 or 4 and lots of blues in your deck, you're good at preventing arcane damage. Or if you go out of your way to stack your deck full of Oasis Respites and Prayer of Arenas, you got the package. If you leave your shields down, boom.
I would hate to be the person who's close capture this. How do you spell boom? Boom. Oh, is it just boom? Just boom. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Gotcha. I thought that was great.
Zero from Pennsylvania. My question was regarding special treatment promo cards.
Yeah.
I don't really like main deck foils. I don't know if I'm in a minority on that, but I do really like the non-foil extended arts that we got in WTR and Arcane Rising. I was wondering if those are becoming more at all or not.
Probably, I don't think they're on the roadmap. I think that the extended art and fancy things are some kind of foil, rainbow foil or cold foil for the foreseeable future. But yeah, noted.
A quick follow-up to that: would we ever see non-foil fables?
I haven't decided yet.
Hey, good evening. My name is Donnie, and I play mostly out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, Donnie.
Hi. My question is regarding Road to Nationals. Looking around, it looks like there's... I only started in December, so I wasn't good enough at the game during PQ season in order to put up any results. I was hoping to do better at RTNs, but there's only 2 around the Atlanta area, and it seems like there's a lot fewer RTNs all over America. Is that intentional, or is that just an oversight?
I'm pretty sure that there's more RTNs across, or certainly across the world. So our OP team, they do run all of the gym data to see where the activity is and where the player classes are, and how many people are in the communities, and they they literally run algorithms to make sure that there's a certain number, a minimum number of events like RTN or ProQuest to service a player cluster. So yeah, I would hope that your area is getting an appropriate number of events, but saying that we are constantly reviewing things that happen. Like for example, the pre-release that happened for Outsiders, a lot of stores all across the world hit player caps and a lot of people missed out. So as good as data is, sometimes it doesn't quite hit the mark, and Outsiders pre-release was definitely a learning curve for us that we will be hoping to address better the next time pre-releases come around. So yeah, I mean, I can't really answer your question exactly, but that's sort of like the background for how we allocate the events.
Thank you.
Man, Sant, no introduction needed.
Hello, my name is Ethan Van Sant, and a big fan of yours, of course, James, but an even bigger fan of Levia.
Even bigger fan of me.
Hey, you made it.
Joe.
It even looks like a bouncer. So today in the keynote address, there was a certain purple Shadow Queen missing in any of the info that you were available to share. Will we expect any news this weekend about Levia support, or can you even confirm that she's getting support in this set?
Okay, can you confirm or deny? You just need to be patient.
Your eyes are actually saying no.
Do you want a tissue? You gotta believe. You gotta believe. Do you trust me? Okay. You gotta believe, man. Just keep the faith, man. Okay.
I think oh, absolutely. There's no hesitation of it. Well, it's the do you trust me? And there was like that brief hesitation.
Hello, I'm Anderson from Brazil, also West Virginia.
Hello.
So I love the lore of
Yep.
Flesh and Blood, and my question is: now that the Emperor is dead, and potentially the Draconic case here is waking up. We also saw that the ancients are being sought off by the Alexi party. Are we seeing both of them join the War of the Monarchs or similar war?
So, just keep reading the stories. I can't spoil something like that. I mean, didn't you just see what I did to Ethan? I don't tell people these things. We like surprises.
People just want to ruin stuff.
Hey, you all need to learn how to be patient. But the story is going to be awesome, and the ACEA, they have a key part to play in it. And yeah, there is rumblings. Things are starting to wake up and shift around, and yeah, there's some big bads looming. Just keep reading the stories. Our creative team is working hard to very carefully roll the story out over time.
Thank you.
Talk to the
world.
Talking about IPs and stuff like that, and just like intellectual property, and the fact that the lore is now starting to
That is the
flush
bouncer,
out and it's
so
starting
there
to
are no
grow
more
and
questions.
whatnot. You see a lot of other IPs out there. You've seen things like Edge Runners be like super successful. Arcane in that realm.
Amazing show, love it.
They're great. They're absolutely phenomenal, and I'm sure that everybody's absolutely like just super horny for something Flesh and Blood related on TV, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a nice little way to say answer the question.
Yeah. Look, we've always looked at Fish and Blood as being about creating an IP suite, and by that I mean, we've built a world, developed these heroes, and created a story arc, and applying that to a trading card game is just one piece of what we can do with this IP. But we need to make sure that we keep our focus on the most important things, which is making sure we create an incredible game and provide amazing events like this one for people to engage with the game and with each other as a community. So it's really easy to just spread yourself too thin and start doing like a mediocre job at lots of things rather than doing a great job at a few things. And that's why I'll be honest, I've been approached by many different organizations and producers and production houses to do something with the Fish and Blood IP on screen. But we're just not ready yet. When we do it, we need to do it justice. We need to make sure that by making that commitment, we're not going to be diluting our focus and resources towards the core thing that we need to do an exceptional job at, which is making the trading card game. So that kind of answers your question that you guys can look forward to storytelling in lots of different forms over time. But it's a little way off yet.
So a little way off yet means it's on the radar?
It's certainly on the radar. It's on the roadmap. I mean, you can see us starting to forge amazing partnerships with other companies like Weta. I mean, they're one of the most renowned companies in the world when it comes to bringing things that typically exist in our wildest imagination to life. Right? So there's a partnership with them at this point in time is creating this beautiful prism statue, and hopefully we can do other incredible objects of desire over time in the collectible space. But there's a lot of opportunity out there for growing that storytelling in lots of different ways, whether it's through things like statues and other collectibles, through publications, through doing animated series and all sorts of things. But it is on the roadmap, and we will do it. But we, as I say, just need to make sure that we're not spreading ourselves too thin and keep doing an exceptional job making the TCG first and foremost.
We got time for one or two more, I think?
Up to you. There were a couple that I turned away. I can call them back up really quick. Up to you.
Yeah, I think we can go run another 5 minutes, yeah?
Okay, there were three of you. You in the hat, you in the green, and you right there. So if you don't mind lining up right over here, thank you so much.
He knows his faces. It's impressive.
Beauty. Oh, I had something to say. I always have something to say.
You should say that.
I don't even know what it was anymore. Like, it's just...
I'm really interested.
It's probably wrestling related or Star Wars. It's one of those two. It's like that. There's a solid chance. Don't even worry about it.
All right, we've got a mini queue.
Alrighty, step on up.
3 more questions, and it looks like that'll be the end.
Hello, James.
Hello.
I'm Hiccups from Iceland.
From Iceland. Fantastic. I was in Reykjavik not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Had a great time.
Excellent. Were you there on vacation or business?
Oh, he's wasting his question.
It was actually, where was it? On the way to Lille. Yeah, to
nice.
Portugal Lille. So yeah, it was. You guys
also
should check out Iceland.
had
The air is so clean there. You step off the plane,
layover
it's
in
like
Iceland.
you can like taste the crispness, the freshness of the air. It was incredible. And you can see so far into the distance because the atmosphere is clean, like so far.
You're like complete opposite of New York.
Yeah. It was amazing. Anyway, what's the question?
I was wondering about heroes and talents, because you often talked about the fact that the game was originally designed with talents in mind.
Yes.
But now we've been seeing quite a few heroes without talent after 3 sets with no talent. What is the plan for talents in general? Will we continue to mostly see talents, or are talents and heroes going to be a sort of steady part of the...
I think you can expect to see a mix, pretty close to 50-50.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Both have an important place in,
All right,
in
that's
the world.
pretty
and
interesting.
in the
There's
game
actually
system.
50-50 for talent and non-talented heroes going forward.
Hey James, it's Randy LeBlanc from Sudbury.
Hi, Randy. Sudbury, Ontario?
Yep.
Oh man.
Sorry, and Lily. I have one question.
And Lily.
You said it good. It's true. The real question is I was talking to Lily, same question. Is Canada going to see some love?
Yes.
Michael, actually,
Yeah,
great
Trevor.
news about that. If
Trevor
you want to
Ray,
support
mate,
the
can you answer
stream,
that one?
please
When's
go
Canada
buy
getting
the
some
new
love?
Vibe pin from Metal Fat Tokens.
Oh, he's actually coming up.
Stream
Yeah.
died for 1 second.
Thank you.
It's back.
Trevor,
Just refresh.
help me
It's
out.
fine. Oh, now this is Trevor from Premier OP. He's the guy I talked to about streams.
When is Canada getting some OP love?
Yeah. So we're actually actively exploring some partnerships with the tournament organizers and local game stores in Canada. So you should start to see Canadian Premier OP deployed from Q4 this year, and then into next year we're looking to bring our first Canadian colony. So
Canadian colony
in Canada in 2024.
Is that my
Awesome.
apartment? Yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah.
might be what all like rent in Toronto is obscene. So
Thank you,
that
Trevor.
might be all they can afford. Who knows?
Hi, I'm Chad from Pennsylvania.
Chad, Chad?
Hi. So I'm an avid Reinhardt player, so I'm sure you know the question is coming. When, for the love of all that is holy, am I going to get another blue pitch six-pack?
Great question.
Terrible.
Well, I'm really glad that you understand how important this constraint is. Like, the only thing that's keeping you from being a reasonable participant in Fish About Organized Crime to being a degenerate, despised piece of shit is one more blue six.
Sounds good to me.
Every time we try and put one into a set, it's like, Deb is like, no way.
And yet they gave us Rain Razors and Codex of Frailty. What is that?
-2. Block 0.
But you know that's not what you want to do with it. you have no intention of playing that card.
You're absolutely correct.
Absolutely. This guy's smart. Watch this guy.
I know.
All right, folks.
Hey, well, James, anyway, need parting. Do you have a question for me? I don't know, man. I appreciate everybody for the questions. James, thanks for answering.
What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
What am I looking forward to? Good night's rest in a hotel, man. Like, it's so good. Just no distractions, no nothing. Waking up, calling some flesh and blood. That's the dream, dude. That is the dream.
Beautiful.
Well, that's it for the Q&A. I think let's give a good solid round of applause because Matt Sant's going to be putting this on YouTube.
It's live.
Well.
Yeah,
live right now. You guys can check it out. I also believe they're going to be replaying this during the broadcast
look, I
all
got a
weekend
shout
long.
out.
So you'll catch a little bit about it. I don't know if they're going to bleep us out, man. Yeah, probably. So
Yes.
let's just, are they?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's make it hard for them. Block. Why not? Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Thank you,
Cheers.
guys.
Thank you,
Thank you so
folks.
much.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. All right, everybody. I've got to head out.
That was good.
I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if you can hear me. But that was a lot of fun. I'm headed home to get some night's sleep before the Pro Tour. So thanks for tuning in. It was fun.